What's up guys, my name is Brandon and Apple just released iOS 10.2.1 Beta 4 to both developers and the public just a few days after releasing the very unexpected iOS 10.2.1 Beta 3. And this just proves that nobody really knows what to expect from Apple anymore these days. I mean, this update came, 3 hours later than the usual iOS 10 updates, the beta updates as of late. And plus, it was later in the week as well. This is Thursday, so this is a lot later and it was pretty unexpected. But anyways, let's just talk about what's new in iOS 10.2.1 Beta 4, and then talk about the iOS 10 through 10.2 jailbreak and how this fourth beta impacts it. Alright, so as you can see, this update came in at 32.5 megabytes on an iPhone 7 coming from 10.2.1 Beta 3. And just like Beta 3, there aren't going to be very many changes whatsoever. Most, if not all, of the few changes that are even included in this beta update are mostly going to be bug fixes or just back-end changes that we can't even physically see. Alright, so as usual, let's go ahead and take a look at the build number for Beta 4. So as you can see right there, it's 14D27 compared to Beta 3's 14D23. And now you can't really tell much anymore from the build numbers since they're pretty much all so similar. But given the late release of this beta late in the week and also late in the day, I'd really just imagine that this is the GM build and that the 10.2.1 beta, or the final version rather, will be released early next week, probably on Monday or Tuesday. And really, it just makes a lot of sense at this point. I mean, we're on the fourth beta. Nobody really expected more than 2 betas. It came so late in the week. Pretty much everything just points to this being the GM build. But of course, as I said earlier, nobody really knows what to expect from Apple anymore, so I could be completely wrong and there can be 8 betas. Who knows? Now, I quickly ran through all the settings, the toggles, and everything like I normally do. And just like Beta 3, there's really nothing at all new with Beta 4. However, there are some known bugs still there in Beta 4, and one of them is the music bug. It's basically if you're not a Apple Music subscriber and you tap on the artist name to go to the songs of that artist, it doesn't show up. So basically, if you just click on this and then it takes you to this page, if you click the artist name right there, it doesn't take you to that artist's page. So that is just one of the known bugs. I saw it on a forum on Mac Rumors. I've never experienced this. I never even tried to do that, but apparently it's still out there in a known bug right now with 10.2.1. Aside from that though, there isn't really anything to talk about at all with this Beta 4. And the battery life is probably going to be the exact same. The performance is probably going to be the exact same. Really just nothing new with this beta. Also, as you may know by now, Sonny Dixon's rumored iOS 10.3 release date was wrong, and we're of course still waiting for the first beta of 10.3 to roll out to registered developers. And of course, we really aren't sure when that update will be out, but it shouldn't be too much longer after the public release, the final release of 10.2.1. Alright, now let's talk a little bit about jailbreaking. There's really not much that's changed, but I kind of just want to reiterate some things. So just like with Beta 3, this fourth beta of 10.2.1 extends the signing period of iOS 10.2 since the next release, which in this case would be 10.2.1, hasn't been released yet. And usually Apple waits at least 7 days until after the next iOS version gets released before closing the signing period on the previous version. Now, if you want to know more in-depth statistics about this, as in the days between iOS versions and the signing period, you can check out my Twitter. I actually made a spreadsheet showing that ever since version 9.0. Now, since there has been a 10.2 jailbreak announced and it was also confirmed by Luca and Sorek themselves, you need to go ahead and save your iOS 10.2 SHSH2 blobs right away while it's still being signed. I made a tutorial on this. You can go ahead and check it out. It's in the cards now and also in the description. It's basically going to allow you to update to 10.2 or downgrade to 10.2 after it stops being signed. Now, if you're on 10.1.1, you need to stay there for now and just wait for the 10.2.1 final public release video, which in that video I'll be running down what you should do, tons of situations of whether you should update or when you should think about updating. And as for when Luca Tedesco will release the Gamma version of Yalu, my guess is really as good as yours right now. I mean, there's really no telling. This is one of the very few times ever where a solo person has released a jailbreak, and there's just, tons of hurdles to jump for Luca. So I mean, it's really just nobody knows right now when the Gamma release will be out. So anyways, guys, that is iOS 10.2.1 Beta 4. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I'd expect the final release to be most likely next week, early next week. But again, you really don't know what to expect from Apple these days. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll catch you guys real soon.